For me, it's just a hobby. It's something that I do, and I come out and I hang around with my mates and we train, and it's just fun to do. You come out and you enjoy yourself.
To be honest, I'd say it started off as some way, like a way to show off, but after that, a couple of years of going on, it just kind of developed into a whole lifestyle. It's just a philosophy behind it as well. It's just everything to me now.
In short, parkour is getting from point A to point B in the most efficient and safest way possible, getting over any obstacle in your way.
Free running's more aesthetically pleasing. It's all about, like, it's not showing off, but it's making things look good rather than efficient.
Parkour originates in France, a small suburb called Nice. It was invented by a guy called David Bell in the late 80s.
Parkour is about overcoming obstacles physically and mentally. It's as much of a mental challenge as it is a physical challenge, because there's always doubts in the back of your mind, like, can I do this? Is it too far? But I think really you know what is too far and what you can do. It's not all the length of time you train, that's not all it is. I think it's how you train, and if you do something new and overcome one of those obstacles, every single time you train, you'll progress a lot faster than, say, someone who's been training for a lot longer than you, maybe.
Avoiding injuries, I mean, the main one's taking it slow, you know, knowing where your own limits are and being comfortable with that. Parkour is only as dangerous as you make it for yourself.
Knowing what you can do and knowing what you can't do, but as I said, I think really you know how far you can jump if you've had any experience, and you know what really is too far. So as long as you don't be silly and you do what you know is within your boundaries, then you shouldn't really have a massive injury. Obviously you get cuts and bruises with everything you do, but as long as you be careful, you should be fine.
In terms of sort of the image that the public get, you know, they see all the big jumps, the rooftop jumps, the big, scary, very polished jumps that, you know, look very impressive and look dangerous at the same time, but they don't see the thousands of smaller jumps that they do before that.
And they don't realise, like, we gradually build up to things like that, like step by step, like every day. When we'll go out and train for hours at a time, just doing little jumps, like on the ground, and just conditioning and stuff like that as well.
And, you know, obviously the sort of appreciation for the training that goes in is lost within the media.
You get mixed reviews because some people are like, wow, they're doing something really cool and constructive, this is new. But then you get, like, for example, when we go to certain places, the security guards will be like, right, you've got to go.
We've had police that come along though, and police are like, oh, we've heard of this before, like, and they're like, they would kick off a certain place because they've had complaints, and it's like their job to move on, and we'll happily will do so. Some old people are like, oh, you should get paid for that, you should be in the Olympics and stuff, and then some old people are like, this is disgraceful.
You get, like, nice people get nasty people. Some people have heard of it, who are, like, more respectful to it and treat it more as, like, what it is, you know, like a constructive, useful thing. And you get people who don't know it and are a bit more, you know, they're ignorant of it, and they just think we're vandalised and stuff. We often get mistaken for being, like, skateboarders.
Without skateboards.
Without skateboards, which is always nice.
Initially I was interested in parkour because it was, like, the only non-competitive sport I came across, and it was more of, like, an art form, if you can put it that way. Parkour just generally gave me a lot more confidence and, like, general life.
It's been a massive influence in so many ways. I know the influence has changed over the past few years. I know it's developed for me into something completely different now. It's something that kind of runs throughout everything I do. It's kind of an overriding physical confidence that, you know, you can apply to anything in life. Understanding of your own body and how it can move and what it can do. People often ask me, you know, do you think you'll ever stop parkour? And the answer is I couldn't, not because I couldn't stop coming out on a Saturday, for example, you know, for whatever circumstances that might happen, but I know it could never stop impacting my life and the way I approach things, and, you know, it's always going to be prevalent in everything I do.